So this is our 5th year homeschooling, and I am not a pro at this, but I'm just going to tell you what has worked for us, some things we've tried, some things that have not worked for us, what I love and what I don't love about what I've used in the past. So I'm just going to give you basically an overview from K-5 up until 4th grade, and that's where we're at right now. We did start this school year a little bit earlier because we're hoping to get off sooner since our baby boy is going to be born in November. So we started a little earlier and going to end a little earlier, which is going to be really nice. So stay tuned for everything I've learned about homeschooling so far. So I'm starting with K-5, and that's what our Everly is in right now. And for kindergarten and 1st grade, I have used Abeka videos and their workbooks. I just feel like it gives them such a strong foundation, and they kind of know how to start the routine of starting school and what I expect and how long to spend. I feel like it just really sets a really great foundation for them. The thing I do not do when you get the box of books and videos, it is overwhelming because you have a box this big and you have this little 5-year-old and you're thinking, how in the world are they going to do all of these books, all of these activities? So I think with Carson, I started out and did every little thing. And then I thought, you know what? A lot of this is just busy work. So if it's activities and crafts like that and your child doesn't love that, to me, I take all the busy work out and let them do as much as they want to or feel like. It is pricey. So for 1 year, it's about, hang on, I wrote it down, $835. That includes either your online videos or your DVDs, and then all your entire curriculum for a whole year. So it is a little on the pricey side, but when I get the curriculum, I say, okay, my priorities are Bible, phonics, and then numbers. So those are the 3 videos that I have Everly watch. Each video is between 20 and 30 minutes. So if your child's anything like my children, then it's just a lot of screen time. And, they get bored, they get antsy, so I don't like that. But I have found that 3 videos is just the perfect amount for Everly and Brooklyn and Carson when they went through the same thing. So I will let you know when you do get the DVDs. There's 3 of these cases, or you can do it online either. But I think they have 6 or 7 different videos for your 5-year-old to watch every day. To me, that's too much. Now, if your child is interested and you have the time for that, go for it. But for me, Bible, phonics, and numbers, that's pretty much all I do for K-5. The books I do, you have billions of books that it'll come with, that I do the number skills, the writing tablet, letters and sounds, and if she feels like think and learn, it's pretty much just fun things to do. And then this is kind of like the biggest part of K-5, and this is all of your sounds. So she typically watches her Bible first. They all watch the Bible DVD. I'll talk about that later. But then she'll start with her math or numbers. And, a lot of it is just, going through the numbers, doing flashcards. And with K-5 and 1st grade, I'm always with my children there because I feel like part of it, they need someone there to kind of be a support for them. And also I'm kind of interacting with her at the same time. And I know exactly where she's at. I know what she's saying, what she's not saying, where her weak points are. So I've made it a point that when I start out, I'm always going to be right there beside her or in the exact same room. So after she finishes that, she'll do her phonics and sounds. And I try to make it fun because, this is their 1st year of school. You want it to be something they look forward to, something they get excited about. And so I kind of build that up a lot for her. But then after she finishes her 3 videos, then we do these together. And this is where I spend the majority of time. You have your blend and your word book, which basically she does all her blends. And, we make fun and games out of it. But then her sounds, I try to put a priority on this because this is really going to help her read faster. But, we make different games out of it throughout the day and, try to relate things to it in the day. So that is Everly's school. So you have the option of picking manuscript or cursive. I have done both. With Carson, I did cursive, and I love it. He has the most beautiful handwriting. With Brooklyn and Everly, I did manuscript. And part of the reason why was it was so time consuming. I felt like it just took so much of my time, but I'm really glad I did that in the long run. So with Brooklyn, she's done manuscript and her writing's beautiful as well, but we're kind of now, she wants to do cursive too. So we're kind of switching and doing both right now, which has worked really well because, it's a lot easier to teach a 7-year-old cursive than a 5-year-old. But if you have the time, I would definitely recommend doing cursive. It's just so beautiful. I'll show you some of his work. But with Everly's, a pencil grip, and actually her and Brooklyn use a pencil grip. I just found these on Amazon. You put your little fingers in it, and your 3 finger goes in the back. And so I make them use this anytime they're writing, and they have the most beautiful hold on a pencil, which I do not. So maybe that's why I'm particular about that. I will link that below. But in her writing, until she feels like she's able, I kind of write out the letters and we kind of go through them together, and she traces them. So I'll have her trace over and over and over until she's confident and she's kind of memorized the pattern of writing letters and where you start. So yeah, I think that's about all for K5. Typically her school takes me about 2 solid hours of just working with her. And sometimes I split that up, but we have a schedule we follow. Back here, I give you a close-up of this. Everly is right here. And we just always follow the same routine. I talked about this in a little bit in last week's video. We don't have a certain time we start out every day because I feel like every day is different. But we have the same routine that we follow every day. So the first thing we always do is Bible. Then we usually do math, language, and we kind of move down. And at the end of every day's school, we have our group lessons, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So that is K5 and first grade. Pretty much the same. I add a few more things in first grade, and it takes a little bit longer because they have more school then. Also, K5 need a number chart. This is amazing, very helpful. Kind of learn what families they're in. I think this came from your mom, didn't it? It's laminated. It's been through the ringer. It's shown lots of love. Next, I'm going to move to second grade, and that is what my Brooklyn is in right now. So for second grade, this is kind of where the transition phase is, and I'm not going to be hovering right over them 24/7. I'm in the same room. I'm there to answer their questions, but I feel like in second grade is kind of where they take the lead and they're able to do a lot more on their own. So I will be there as much as they need, but it's kind of something that they enjoy because they can be a little more independent. So with Brooklyn, she has a Bible DVD that she watches every morning, but that's the only thing she watches. You can buy just the Bible DVDs or online videos, and I think it's $100 per year. So second grade is $100, fourth grade is $100, and I cannot recommend that highly enough. It is so amazing. I mean, it goes through the entire Bible with pictures and songs, Bible memory. It's just, I could not do that well on my own, and so that's why I'm so grateful, because it teaches everything that I would love my child to know, and it's fun, it's interactive, they really enjoy it. So if you do consider doing a Bible curriculum, that is one of my top recommendations. And for $100 for the entire year is pretty great. So as far as her workbooks, we kind of just work through the workbooks together. I'll explain the new concepts, and we'll just use every day. She loves doing school. She is like so fast. She's so funny. She cracks me up. But she has math, language, they're kind of big books, spelling, and writing. So we use these 4 subjects in Abeka, and then I'm going to show you what we do to add to that, because honestly, I did not love Abeka science. I did not love their history. To me, it was boring. It wasn't something the kids were excited about. It was just almost just like extra reading time. So I was on the lookout for something new and something that the kids would actually get excited about and want to know more about. So this is pretty much what we stick with now with Abeka. And I'm not sure what it's going to look like in the future, but for right now, I do love these subjects. So she also does reading. So Abeka reading. It's great. They love him. But I also add other reading books as well. They all love to read. So for science, I do a group lesson. I actually got this from Bob Jones, and it came with a lot of busy work as well. So first off, I just kind of took off the busy work and I kept the DVDs, the workbook, and then they have tests. So this is very pricey in my opinion. It was $359. But because I'm using it as a group lesson, it works with Carson, Brooklyn, and Everly. And this comes with, I think, I wrote it down, hang on, 90 videos, so 90 days of science lessons. They're about 15 to 20 minutes a piece, so they're pretty short, but they're very fun and exciting. The kids love them. You know, they're studying cold-blooded and warm-blooded animals, and, you know, they bring little animals to show the kids, and, you know, they take them on little safari adventures, and it's not just, you know, a teacher in a classroom talking to your child, but they're actually, you know, doing scientific experiments, so your child gets excited about it. They have little animated features that come in that. So far this year, all the kids have loved this. It's been wonderful. If you're looking for something science, I don't know if it's necessarily the greatest, but I have enjoyed it so far, and the kids love it. So they actually look forward to it now. So I got grade 3 because Carson's in 4th, but technically he really doesn't need to be. He's ahead. So Brooklyn's in 2nd, so I kind of picked something in the middle that they could kind of all do together, and Everly loves it even though she's still in kindergarten. So this is one of my new favorites. This is the kids' history books. This is also a group lesson, so I do science as a group lesson and history as a group lesson. This is by Knotgrass History, and my mom actually told me about this, and I ordered it, and I have loved it. So you get all of these books, and it's supposed to be grade 1 through 4. So they're all hardcover, very quality, have so many pictures in them, and it has been so much fun. So we do this every other day. This is a whole year of history. So I wish I could show you. I think every day is about probably 5 pages. So I read it aloud, and usually once or twice a week they have a little activity, and it's not like overwhelming, like, oh my goodness, this is gonna take all day, or this project is gonna take so long. But like, we made little clay little pots, you know, it's like 5 minutes to make the dough, and you know, they learned about all these new Indian little things that they would make, and it's just so much fun. So they really love this. There is, to me, these are the main books, our Star Spangled Story. I will link these below as well. I think we just got them on Amazon. And they were $85 for all of this, and it will last for this full year. So this is part 1, part 2. It comes with rhythms and rhymes. I don't really use that. It comes with the timeline. I don't really use that either. And then a student workbook. This just has questions, which I just ask them. I don't make them fill it out. They write in such a captivating way that's not boring or dull for a child, but it's something that they feel like they can learn and have fun at the same time. So I do love that aspect. Fields and streams until they came to Mount Vernon, home of George Washington. That's where he was born. They spent the night there. The next morning they set off their horses again. Washington. The most important for me with everything I do in the curriculum is that everything is biblically based, and I'm going to teach them character, but also teach them about God. And it's, to me, that's really the top priority. So I do love this, and I cannot recommend this enough. Just to note, none of these are ads, none of these are sponsored or anything like that. This is just what we've used and we have loved. So then I'm going to move to Carson, which you know we do science and history as a group lesson. So for him, he has language by Abeka. I do like that, and it's not probably something I'll continue for much longer because I've heard that past like whatever 6th grade is not the best. But for now, it's been great. He does arithmetic, cursive writing, and spelling. So the same subjects that Brooklyn does with Abeka. He does do their reading books, but I supplement also with Lamplighter publisher books, and they are so quality and so captivating. So I've loved their books, so I do supplement on the reading part of that. Then one more thing we do is multiplication. I have found that usually my kids at least have struggled in that area. It's very hard to teach them all of their multiplication. So my mom actually, I asked her, I said, Mom, can you research some multiplication? Because growing up, I did multiplication songs and I loved that. But I didn't love the fact that you had this song, you had to almost, to find like 9 times 5, you had to go through the song, 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45. You had to kind of count through it. I didn't like that. So I wanted something that kind of told you the answer. So 9 times 5 and has the answer with it, which my mom sent me this and the kids just love it. So it's by The Good and the Beautiful. This is $24. So you get these 4 sets of books right here. They're laminated, very quality, they're colorful. But it also comes with these songs that correlate with the books. So I'm gonna have to show you a little glimpse of what this is like. I have my kids do it for 15 minutes a day. They just sit down and they each go through a book saying the rhythm, and it's like a 10-second little rhythm or jingle that they memorize, and then they watch the picture. So it's like auditory and visual, and I feel like it's something that kind of ingrains it in their mind, and it also makes it fun. So hey, what is this multiplication fact? And they think, oh, I remember that one, that was this, and then they'll rattle it off. So we are through 2 books right now, and we have 2 left to go, but it has been wonderful so far.
What's the fix? 6 times 6 is 36. Dad has 36. What's the fix? Look at his face, Carson. 5 times 3, 15 B's. Oh, don't see me, please. 5 times 3, 15 B's.
Then Carson and Brooklyn both do music lessons. So that's once a week. On Fridays, they have a 30-minute piano lesson. I actually don't teach them. I hope to in the future, but it's just through FaceTime. And then they'll have, 20 minutes they practice every day in their chart. They practice for 20 minutes. So I feel like this has been my favorite year homeschooling so far. I feel like we've just followed the same routine. We've had this rhythm, and it's been wonderful. So I'm trying out all these new things too that I feel like have been really a help. But also as a mom, I feel like when you first start homeschooling, you're like, oh my goodness, I gotta do every little thing. I've got to do all this bookwork, all of these things. And it's almost overwhelming. But the point is, you want your child to have a great education. You want them to have a biblically based education. But at the same time, you want it to be something that's exciting and fun. And learning is wonderful. Yeah, there are gonna be hard days, but for the most part, I feel like just having that spirit of peace and joy and happiness, throughout every day. Don't make it a drudgery. Sometimes we got to take a break for 15 minutes, go outside and just, switch gears, when everybody's falling apart. So part of it as a mom, I feel like it's your responsibility to say, let me gauge where my kids are at right now and their attitudes and their spirit. Do we need to do something else right now? Or is this curriculum not working? So for some people, this might not work. This might be terrible, but for our family, this has been wonderful. And I'm still learning. I'm asking everybody I know that has homeschooled, that has a lot of experience, what is your favorite thing you did? What is your favorite curriculum you used? What helped, this particular child with a different learning style? So I think everybody's different, and you kind of have to take that into context when you watch any video or any review. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions or something that's been wonderful for you in your homeschooling journey, please let me know in the comments below. But God bless you guys.